So this is going to be my definitive guide on why you should build an electric bike, as the title suggests. So first up, who is this for? Well, I think probably primarily tinkerers, people who like building things, because basically you'll have to fix things if you build it yourself. If you buy a pre-built one, then you'll probably have less issues. But yeah, things will break, and if you like building and practical stuff though, a bike is sort of an easy way to get into mechanical servicing. It's a lot simpler than something like a car, and you can find videos on how to do everything online. So then I guess, how do I use my e-bike? Pretty much like for everything instead of a car. So like going anywhere, going to uni, going to like work, going to friends' houses, whatever. The only thing I still use a car for is to go do the shopping when I get like a full trolley of stuff. Technically could be possible on a bike, I just haven't really tried it. Yeah. Main limitations of an e-bike, I guess, even with the panniers, like I just said, it's not really a car, so it doesn't have a boot. It's got a lot of space in the panniers depending on what you get. Yeah, but it's not really a car. The range is dependent on the speeds you're going. If you've got the motorway up, then it'll not go as far, but yeah, that's just sort of something you figure out as you ride it for a bit. Weatherproofing, yeah, pretty much you've got to be like prepared to ride through the rain. I've found this fine with like waterproof pants and a jacket, but yeah, it's not everyone's cup of tea. There's also no inbuilt speakers like a car, and I can't really recommend using earphones while riding because it's pretty dangerous, and bike riding is kind of dangerous, so if you're riding on an e-bike, be really careful because you tend to be going a bit faster. Yeah, and I guess that brings me to the next thing, which is sort of like the speed and range. Probably I average on most journeys like 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. It can go up to like 40 kilometers pretty comfortably, 40 kilometers an hour. Maybe like tops out on like the max wattage at like 65 kilometers an hour. But generally, riding it on like the sort of moderate speeds, I get around 70 to 80 kilometers of range. I'm sure that could be a lot longer if you were like a better cyclist, if you've ridden for a really long time. Yeah, but that's just how much I get. And that's with the 20 amp hour battery, 48 volt. Yep. And then I guess onto some of the issues I've had after riding like for 5,000 kilometers or around there. I've almost got on the bike. So had a few chains. Well, I've broken one chain while I was riding, which was kind of my own fault for riding up a steep hill in like the top gear, which also messed up the cassette eighth gear. So yeah, I've had to replace all of those parts a couple of times now, and then just a few punctured tires. But to be honest, that's like pretty standard if you're riding that sort of distance on a bike at all. So then I guess to wrap up, just things that are great about it. It is so good for the environment, using your legs and electricity to get everywhere. Basically zero costs. You charge the battery off mains, so yeah, it's 20 amp hours, 48 volts, so that's 960 watt hours, which is about 20 cents on my electricity. And also we have solar panels, so in the day it is like essentially free and like so good for the environment, if I'm charging it then. And yeah, I guess the other thing that's really great about it is you don't have the stress of getting stuck in traffic like you do in a car. Somehow I find bike riding so much like more relaxing than driving. So can highly recommend. Yep, but that's about it. See ya.